On average, more U.S. veterans die by suicide than were killed in combat in Vietnam, Iraq, or Afghanistan combined, according to the VA. That devastating statistic driven in part by high levels of PTSD. For instance, 29% of vets who served in Afghanistan and Iraq returned with PTSD. The urgency of the problem and the dearth of successful treatments is leading a growing number of veterans and medical professionals to consider new treatments. I want to bring in Dr. Vin Gupta, MSNBC medical contributor. Excuse me, Dr. Vin, I might need you. And major in the U.S. Air Force Reserves. Tell us about these new treatments.
You bet, Chris. Good afternoon. Good to see you. There's a very promising body of work that we're now beginning to understand. It's the use of psychedelics to treat treatment-resistant PTSD, anxiety, depression amongst veterans, which we know, as you said beautifully in the tee-up, tends to be higher in that population than non-vets. Treatment resistance for those conditions is only spiking 30% in some cases. People are not responding to conventional therapies. So what have we seen? In California, Governor Newsom just 2 weeks ago signed Assembly Bill 1103, which is removing red tape, allowing studies to be done so that we can really fast track research to get these treatment options, which I find very promising. I know many do in the medical community, to really address treatment-resistant PTSD, anxiety, depression amongst the veteran population.
Are classified as Schedule 1, which are drugs that have a high risk of abuse, no accepted medical use. So what does it mean that the government would allow this kind of research?
Well, the Biden administration, Chris, in their waning days, actually approved the first VA-funded study to look at psychedelics, which interact and really modify our serotonin system in our brain. It regulates serotonin in our brain and allows us, and really alters perception, brain functioning overall. But the idea here is that these psychedelics, MDMA, psilocybin, there's others, really can potentially help reset neural connections in our brain and take what are traumatic ways to deal with prior trauma or unhealthy ways to deal with trauma and reset how we deal with those and hopefully promote newer, healthier ways to deal with trauma. That's the idea here, that psychedelics can do something that current treatment options cannot do, which is to effectively reset our neural connections when it comes to trauma. So that's the idea here. VA is funding studies, Chris. California now under Governor Newsom is really trying to fast track this research, which is a very positive.